Since 1995, professionally certified, but beyond. I'll say altogether, I've been in the medical field for 30 years, maybe 31. And the way things are going in medical for CNAs is like it's never have been this way before. Agency was usually a temporary thing when it first started, very temporary because, they would get staff. But ever since the pandemic, it's like most of the aides that are at least my age or older have either stopped doing this, if they have not became a nurse, they're not doing this no more, and they're doing other jobs. And so I've still been doing it because I ain't been afforded the luxury to stop doing it, okay? But I too said to myself that I was getting ready to stop after I turned 51 years of age. Because what is going on now in the medical field is getting absolutely ridiculous, absolutely hard. They using more than one agencies to staff these facilities, and you have a lot of younger generation, which I'm not discriminating against the young people because it's not all, but you have some of them that work a little bit different than the way we were trained to work. And it's a circus. Literally, it's a circus. People don't show up, and they don't call anymore. They just don't come back, And then you might possibly be on the hall by yourself, and you don't know these people. If it's an agency your first time, you don't know the people. So it's just like stress on top of stress. The charge nurses don't help you, and even if they do, a lot of times they agency, so they got stress on top of them. So this pandemic has really blew the healthcare field, just especially for the CNAs and nurses, it's just crazy. So I tell people, your best bet, people think that, agency is the way to go. Agency is not the way to go, not permanently. I was working agency for about a year after the pandemic because I had caught COVID from a facility. So I've been on both sides. I've been staff, core staff, and I've been agency. But I went back and started working agency after I caught COVID from a facility and how the facility treated their own staff about it. But what I found in this whole year, it is better to be staff because the places that they send you to don't really care about agency personnel. They feel like you making more money, so you should work harder. The company doesn't care. They just want the money. They don't care if the working conditions is bad. They don't care how you be treated. They don't care if you get bullied by the nurse. They don't care if you get bullied by the staff people. A lot of the staff agencies bully. A lot of the core staff bullies the agency staff that comes out and help them. They got to find something wrong with them. They got to tell, they got to do this. They just can't work together. Knowing these people is their first time or their first week in a facility. They don't know everything. So it's just really, really, really a hard way, in my opinion, to earn your money. Now, if you can weather the storm and you can learn it and be quick and learn it, your best bet, if you're going to keep coming out there for agency, is to get hired on permanently for agency and negotiate. Maybe they can give you the agency wages or close to agency wages. But to keep coming out there for agency, they don't like. They're going to find some way to rid of you because in their mind, you're making a lot of money. But you're really not, because if a facility is paying you $19 or $20 to go, and the facility is 19 or 20 miles or 30 miles to go, you got to calculate that gas. You know what I mean? That gas in that. So when you calculate that, you're not really making that profit versus if you were closer in, making maybe $2 less. So you got, that's a lot to think about. I don't know where kind of world people live in that they really think that CNAs make a lot of money, because we don't. All the CNAs that I have worked with, we don't make no whole lot of money. A lot of us are struggling to pay a car note, car insurance, and if they got kids, to feed themselves and them kids and get those kids what they need, and rent. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of money. So we got to map things out. And so a lot of times when you work agencies, if that's your only means of income, if you don't have a permanent job, then you are registered with more than one agency. That gets exhausting because you end up double booking yourself or playing yourself short, because you might be somewhere, somebody might call you, and there might be a job down the street from your house that's paying you $200 for the whole shift, and you need that $200. But you already signed up for a shift to go to Edmond, and they only paying you $156. So, but once you committed, you committed. You know what I'm saying? And it should not be that way. If you give these people enough notice and you got to get out, and there's a job closer to you, you know, because they don't know your circumstances, you should be able to do that, but they don't. The agency gets mad at you for not covering an assignment, and sometimes they block you for a couple of days. I won't even say a couple of days. They'll block you for 2 weeks from taking an assignment, which I think it hurts you, because, I mean, sometimes you have to counsel. Sometimes we don't live in a perfect world. Things happen. And everybody don't have nobody to depend on. A lot of these CNAs that work these jobs, it's just them. They single parents or single people, and they don't have nobody to depend on, and they don't have a whole lot of money. But again, the agency does not care. They just want you to go. They don't care what the work I can't talk. Conditions are. They just want you to go, okay, and produce. And this has been my experience. If something happens to you or happens on that job, a job is going to always replace you. So you got to think about a little bit. You got to think a little bit before you take these assignments. And sometimes they're very pushy. You might tell them that you can't go that way because you have a, eye condition, stigmatism that I have, that I don't see good at night if it's not very lit. And they might want to send you somewhere in the country that's very dark, and you have to not take it because you don't see good. You might hit a deer or something. Then they get mad because they said that they've offered you jobs and you ain't taking them, so they can't use you no more. That's the whole point. If they can't use you, then you're no good to them. So think about that before you sign up with agencies and say this is the way to make money. I'm out.